Well, we'll continue with this very active weather pattern. Thanks for clicking on to the Thursday edition of Vogan's European Outlook. Yesterday morning we awoke to some damage across parts of Northern Ireland and the north of England, as well as Wales, even as far south as London, where we've seen gusts in excess of 70 miles an hour. Parts of Northern Ireland received gusts in excess of 90 miles an hour, causing some significant damage even in Belfast and down along the County Down coast. We've seen gusts in excess of 90 as well. Strongest gusts, I think, were over the Pennines and also across parts of the Irish Republic as well. We've got another system that's pushing through over the course of today, taking a very similar track but slightly further south. Therefore, the strongest winds will be confined largely to Wales and England, gusts in excess of 60 to 70 and locally 80 mile an hour in exposed areas. That system pushes through. Staying to the south of Scotland means we don't have really much in the way of wind. It's more wet weather and kind of miserable, dreary weather. That system clears out. Then another system pushes in during the course of tomorrow. But if you notice here, it's getting deflected to the south, and the reason why is we've got a building area of high pressure that exits Iceland, pushes down over Scotland. What we're hopefully going to see is we're going to hopefully see fresh snow cover across parts of the Highlands as that system exits, taps the cold air and changes the rain over the snow. Generally above about 200 metres anyway, we are seeing precipitation in the form of snow. Then that area of high pressure builds in. Going to be windy, cold during the day on Saturday, but largely dry. Then as we push into Sunday morning, that area of high pressure builds right over the Highlands. And the reason why I'm saying it's important to have snow cover is because if we've got that lovely 1034 high centred directly over snow cover, you're talking about the coldest night of the year so far. If we don't get much in the way of snow cover, we may not get there. So the conditions are setting up just nicely for a very cold start to Sunday morning, but we've still got a ways to go yet. Things may change, but certainly in the last 48 hours the models have been consistent at building that area of high pressure right over the Scottish Highlands. Therefore we could be talking about temperatures surpassing what we've seen so far, which of course is minus 13 back in early December. Low pressure to the south, making for messy conditions across Iberia and France. Very windy conditions, if you notice here, across the southern half of the British Isles, with low pressure to the south, high pressure over Scotland. You're keeping winds fairly calm across the northern half of the British Isles, but as you press south over Wales and England, you're talking about winds increasing from the east. Yes, it's going to be chilly, but we don't have a proper beast from the east set up here. The area of high pressure that we have centred over Scotland Sunday morning will build into Scandinavia and into Europe here. But you notice here that the air mass itself isn't particularly cold to the east. You look at the thickness values here of around the 540 line. So we don't have a reservoir of bitterly cold air to tap. So that east to southeasterly wind is, yes, going to be chilly. We are going to see dry and bright weather. We are going to see chilly conditions and frost and so on and so forth. But I don't think we're going to have the setup that many of us would be hoping for. And then once we get into the middle part of next week, we'll start to see things changing. But you can see here we're in a bit of a no man's land. Low pressure across the Atlantic, high pressure over Scandinavia. We're in between those weather systems, but eventually we start to tap another system coming in from the Atlantic here. So we continue to see this unsettled pattern. We settle things down late this week, through the weekend and into early next week, and then it starts to become a little bit more unsettled once again. So nothing written in stone in terms of any proper cold spell. So we're just going to have to continue and wait and see. But certainly not a warm pattern, that's for sure. Hope you have a great day. Bye again tomorrow. Bye for now.